Hey, gun people. I did a short video on this already, and I didn't have the longer version. So I kind of have a little bit more information, but a few things this guy does kind of. First of all, he's not a cop, he's a security guard, and he escalates when I think he could probably just say, it's tough sometimes when you're doing a job and you're told to protect the place and then you back down and then you're worried about you're getting fired, and then do you want the company to think, oh, you know what, we hire you and pay you and you didn't do anything, so we're going to cancel your contract? Or you overstep the line and you push and you escalate and you'll burn down your house to catch a burglar. Then the company says, oh, you know what, you should have backed off, and we're going to cancel. So security guard's kind of in a tough spot. I get it, but uh, let's take a look at this. Okay, so we have this guy and this guy fighting, and he's still hanging on this guy. He's obviously outnumbered. Luckily, this guy's helping him. Um, I don't think he has a gun. Maybe he just has pepper spray. I don't know. But if he has a gun, he's in risk of losing his gun. If he doesn't have a gun, he's in risk of losing his life. So um, you have to learn when to cut your losses and what battles to fight and how important they are. And, either one of these guys pull out a knife and he's toast. So he's trying to bang the head. He's got his pepper spray in his hand. He's trying to bang the head. Ends up ripping the shirt off this guy. Again, he could de-escalate, throw the shirt back, and say, you guys need to leave. And he doesn't. He's so tunnel vision in the fight that he just wants to be in control and force. And I'm not even sure his goal. Maybe you guys can figure out his goal or objective. Is his goal to get him in cuffs? Is his goal to let him go? Is his goal to get him to leave? Or is his goal just to fight and not to lose? Because I can't tell. And that's a problem when you're trying to defend your actions. When other people can't tell clearly what you were trying to accomplish, then they're going to think it's reasonable for these guys not to know, and it's going to justify more resistance. Now, their behavior is unjustified, but in this crazy, world we live in. So this guy's saying stop, and he's still going after this guy with his pepper spray. I mean, there was a pause, and when there's a pause, he can say, look, man, you guys need to leave. Then if they don't leave, maybe go back, put hands on and try to force him out. But I don't even know if he's trying to get him out. Now, from a business perspective, do you want your security guard running around pepper spraying your whole business to where you're going to lose business? Nobody's going to want to come in there. You're going to be paying employees to stand around and cough. They're probably all going to get sick and file claims. Your customers aren't coming in, and this guy's pepper spraying everybody because he's under your hire and he's been hired. Again, things come down to reasonableness, good, bad, and different. I'm not saying who's right and wrong. Everyone can choose that themselves. I'm just saying when you're outnumbered, pepper spray is not a great tool. It rarely works, and it normally does more damage to people trying to help you and other people than it does to the suspect who's fighting with you, which is clearly the case here. And I know if you go to Green Screen Guy, he will tell you, no, I sell pepper spray. It's good. You should buy it. Okay, so this guy hit the security guard with a chair in the back, like the coward he is, which you always, run into cowards in the hood. They'll take cheap shots. They'll come in, they'll stab you. They will come in and kick you. They will come in and steal your wallet or credit cards when you're in a fight. I don't know how many times my wallet's come out of my pocket when I was in a fight, and another cop's caught another guy kind of grabbing it. So, I mean, it happens sometimes, especially when you're in a fight like this and you're rolling around. But this guy, absolutely should be charged with ADW, assault with a deadly weapon, for hitting this guy in the back of the head with a chair. This guy comes in and says, don't do this to the guy. So this guy's trying to do the right thing.
No, man, say you hit that nigga with a chair, man. No, he hit that nigga with a chair. Y'all should get his ass back.
So this guy with no shirt to cause all the problem, probably his backpack's full of stolen goods, drugs, guns, whatever. I mean, the guy's outnumbered, and he's trying to fight them all, and he's got no help, and he's got no backup, and he doesn't have a radio, and he doesn't have a gun. You got to pick your battles.
That guy, the Mexican, gonna tell you. Help me, bro. Come on, man. Stop.
The cop for the security guard taking on two dudes and taking punches is somewhat holding his own, but he's fighting a losing battle. I mean, he's just, if you get killed, you know, and you're able to say from the grave, hey, I held my own, that's not really the goal. Not helping. Trying to help. You notice this guy is just trying to get away. He's what we call the passive resistor. If you're trying to take somebody in custody, this guy isn't fighting you or hitting you. He's just doing everything to get away. This guy is an absolutely active aggressor who is trying to punch and hit, etc. So now this guy's like, yo, man, let's just leave, which is good. They should just leave, but rarely turns out.
What you want to do time for? What you want to do time? Let's roll. Because I was a police officer, man. Bro, you can't let me run up on me. You ain't gonna win no way. Ain't no way you're gonna win. No way. No way you're gonna win.
So when I talk about people arming crooks, somebody sent me a email, and they were going to get their 80-year-old grandmother. Sorry, I had to take a sip of coffee. They were going to get their 80-year-old grandmother one of those hammerless 38 357s that I have. And I was like, dude, I don't think you should do that. Because when you give someone a weapon that they can't control, or that's easy for them to lose, or they're not knowing how to use it, you end up providing a weapon to the guy who is molesting, assaulting, who is stronger than them, who is home invading, who is burglaring. That's why if you have a gun, you have to make that mental note. I know I can use this, because if I don't, it's going to be used against me. I'm arming myself with, and the liberals will argue with this. That's why you shouldn't have guns, because if you don't have a gun and somebody comes in and robs you, the worst they can do is just beat you and stab you and hit you with chairs. And they can't use your gun against you. So that would be an ignorant liberal argument. But I would say, look, the gun is the great equalizer. An 80-year-old woman with a gun is much less to be a victim than, a 30-year-old with no gun. I guarantee you. So pick your weapon. This guy has got a baton, and because he's fighting higher numbers and the fight's gone on and he's getting tired, the likelihood of being able to retain his baton or pepper spray is low. And the likelihood that the multiple people he's fighting are going to be able to get that weapon from him and use it against him is high. And those are things, that's why I always say, I can fight and I can hold my own, but I've got to take a guy out within the first 30 seconds of fight, because I just, at my age and the shape I'm in, I just can't stay. I don't train every day. I'm not out there fighting MMA. I mean, even MMA fighters that train all the time, that's their job, that's profession. They are worn out at the end of a 3-minute fight. So if you think you're going to get out here and fight for 5 minutes for your life against a whole bunch of people to where they're basically tag teaming and they're resting and then another guy's resting and then another guy's fighting, you're going to lose. You have to end a fight quickly if you want to survive. And that usually is greater, more deadly, more violent of action force in order to stop the threat, to make your attackers say it's not worth it, we need to get away.
No, sir, please, excuse me.
Too late.
Sir, no. Stop filming.
You can't stop me.
No, sir. Excuse me, no.
It's too late. Okay.
Okay, so luckily the good guy has a baton, or he'd be getting beat with his baton right now. Unfortunately, the cop snags it from him because keep saying cop, he's a security guard in a cop uniform. When he snags it from him, I think he hits the poor guy trying to help him in the mouth. So now he's going to take the baton back. This guy was like trying to defuse it, trying to do the right thing. That's why I tell people when you help, you take your life in your hands. When you help, you possibly become another victim. You need to decide when to help and when not to help, because most of the time helping turns out bad for you. Okay, so he gets hit in a scuffle. You see him holding his lip there. So the security guard takes the baton and he's on the attack again. Again, he's so focused on winning that he hasn't been able to say, you know what? I'm kind of tired. I lost my weapon already. I've already pepper sprayed the whole room. Maybe I ought to just see if these guys will voluntarily comply and say, dude, you guys got to leave. I don't want to fight you. And he never does that. He doesn't have the training. He doesn't have the experience. He doesn't have the mindset to get back. And I'm not saying I'm perfect. And a lot of people get in this mindset when you're in a fight. You got to pull me off too, man, because I'm going for broke. So sometimes I just can't go, I'm going to go for broke and then go, okay, I think I've done enough. I'll step back and be reasonable. That doesn't happen a lot when you get in a fight or flight situation. See, this guy's like, hey, back up. They're trying to So luckily he's got some other people who are thinking straight saying, dude, it's just engaged. Cut your losses. Let these guys leave and let's end this. See, he still wants to kind of hawk them out the door and antagonize like I won. And I've seen cops do this too. Again, not a good, and people are going to say, well, he should be more professional. He should be trained. Look, when somebody's trying to fight you and hurt you and you fight for your life, all that great, internet knowledge that people come here and give advice isn't the same. It's like, oh, that guy, he was in a firefight and he should have, when they were cracking on Yeager for running from the car and taking cover. Boy, he should have done. That's all fine and dandy when you don't have bullets flying at you. And telling this guy he should be a nice guy, go over here and go, okay, I got him out. Thanks. Give me a cup of coffee. I'm going to go sit down and relax. That just doesn't happen.
Where's your gun?
Dr. Obvious comes in. Hey, man, ain't you supposed to have a gun? You're a cop. I don't. Where's your gun, dude? All right, so I already covered this. The cops here, I think I covered the other part. Just different things. Every time I watch a video, I kind of see and kind of remember different things. Just passing on kind of what I'm seeing, things to think about, things to consider. We'll end that there.